Students. This will be the first video for October 23rd's class. We will be continuing this week to explore tools that are in the analysis toolbar and a couple of others that are in the data management toolbar. But we will continue sort of what we began last week around using tools to create new geometries, to run analytics, to combine multiple shapefiles to create something new, and also in the case of tonight, to repair certain broken geometries. So the videos for tonight will, really I think fall in sort of two basic areas. The first couple are going to be, how you sort of fix or condense or change the format between certain geographies. So this could be anything from pushing together records that are broken into one uniform shapefile, or condensing down and dissolving a series of similar polygons or points, to moving between a shapefile and a point, or perhaps even taking an outline of something and creating a polygon from it. So those tools are all about kind of repairing or sort of moving back and forth between different types of geometry. And then the second half of tonight will really focus on almost really one tool or maybe two, but a really, really powerful one that can accomplish a lot, called spatial join, which really is what allows you to summarize trends in overlapping geographies. Right? It's the tool that lets you take a neighborhood and count up the number of bars in it, or count up the average home sale price, or take your study area and summarize population within it. So it's a really solid tool for a whole bunch of use when you want to analyze or summarize certain trends in overlapping geometries. But getting ahead of myself, this first video is still in that sort of repair category, and I'm going to introduce a tool called Merge in this video, which is really useful when you have a data set that exists in sort of multiple parts. It's often used to repair broken data sets, or might frequently be used to sort of put together the same kind of data that was maybe created or collected at different times. Right, so, right here I have these three neighborhood types. We could imagine that I maybe digitize them on 3 different days into 3 different shapefiles, but I don't want them in 3 shapefiles anymore. I want them to be one shapefile. I want to merge and bring them together. We can open their attribute tables just to sort of prepare me for what the eventual result will be. Give me a second to do that. Right, I have open neighborhood 2 and neighborhood 3. Right, they've got some fields that are the same. It's got this field called number and R attributes, but it also has this interesting one called N2 field. And neighborhoods 2, right, has a bunch of the attributes that are the same, but has this one called N2. Sorry, the other one was N3, right? So you have an N3 field in neighborhood 3 and an N2 field in neighborhood 2. Those have different names for a reason, so that when we actually run this tool, we can sort of see what merge does with the attributes. So I'll come over to Analysis and Tools, Data Management, and I'm going to come over to Merge. You're getting a hilarious moment where I think you can actually hear my son starting to cry on a baby monitor. I'm going to very briefly just ping my wife so she can go get him and I don't have to stop the video. So 2 seconds. You can all laugh about this. Yes, the joys of parenthood. Always knows exactly when I want to make the video. All right, so as I was saying, I'll take sort of neighborhood 1, neighborhood 2, and neighborhood 3 in data management, or in, I ran through that quickly because he was crying, but that was in tools, data management, and general, right? General is where we're going to see, if you were to right-click something and say export, that would be here, right? If you wanted to delete a file, you could do it here. Again, it returns to this sort of interesting, weird concept that anything we do by right-clicking, you can also find a way to do in tools. but we're working on merge. Merge neighborhood 1, neighborhood 2, and neighborhood 3. Right? I don't want to mess with any of sort of the other fields. We can keep it as is for now. I'll give myself a name here of, and I'll say, oops, October 22nd. Output. I'll call it merge. Hit run. Good. And there we go. It's merged. I'll turn off sort of these other ones real quick. It's all sort of uniform together. One shapefile where I can see everything. And the way the data works, notice, you know, all of the field names that were the same, right? So the name, the list name, the shape length, all that, those were the same. And so the data just puts itself in here, right? I mean, it already had a number field, it had an hour attributes, it had a name, so it could just put them here. However, it had several, right, N1, N2, and N3. And so all the ones that had N1 values went there, all the ones that had N2 values had there, all the ones that had N3 went here. So that's how merge will handle the fields, right? Anytime it sees the same named field in the various parts you want to merge, it concatenates them into a single column. There's no need to create duplicates. But in instances where there are different fields unique to each one, it will preserve them as their own field and therefore only put the values in that it could find, right? And that's sort of merge, a nice repair data management tool for when a shapefile is broken across multiple parts.